Oh, is this rolling? Okay. I'm Harry Foullas, and basically I'm the new national sales manager down here at Edencraft International, and look forward to what's coming around the corner. Basically in the boating industry, basically I've worked for JV Marine for 15 years. Started there as your typical salesman, which was close to home as well. And that led me into a managerial role, and then into a store manager role. Yeah, we closed the shop there and took a few months off, and before you know it, I'm with the boys at Edencraft. What gets me excited about fishing is basically, number one, getting away from the city, getting away from everybody, your way of life, your typical way of life. It gets you out into nature, and the ability to catch a fish, bring it home and eat that fish. It's just, to me, it's a cycle of life. It takes you back to your purest roots. And the whole journey is fun and enjoyable, from setting up the boat, setting up your tackle, getting out there, seeing, the morning break, being on the boat and, that wind going through your hair and your face, it's just fantastic. It's just, every time I do it, and I've done it for all my life, and I'm 54 years old, and every time I get out there, it's the same feeling. It's, wow, I love what I do. Yeah, I grew up in Albert Park, down by the sea down there, down near the bay. From an early age, obviously we spent a lot of time on the beach. Dad was a fisherman from back home as well, and obviously, fishing all his life, and introduced us to it. It's my life. I mean, that's all we talk about night and day. I go home, my son's a marine mechanic, he's been in the industry for a while as well. He runs his own show, but we go home and all we talk about is boats and fishing and the next fishing trip. I think it's got to be, in the person, it's got to be part of your makeup, part of your DNA, and if it is, you're in trouble. Yeah, some of the boats I've owned in the past. Look, I started where everyone starts, with a little tinny, 12-foot tinny. And I suggest everyone start with a 12-foot tinny because it teaches you respect for the sea. It really teaches you what not to do, and I think that's the key factor. From that, I've owned Savage Lancer, another aluminium boat at the time, then stepped into the fiberglass boats with the Caribbean Caprice, stepped into a bigger boat that looked like a massive boat on a trailer, 21 Sportsman at the time. Yeah, it was a good boat, but not really suited for what we were doing, the long range offshore stuff. So we decided to get into the deep V hulls. You can't beat a deep V hull for offshore long range fishing. And that's when we stepped into the smaller Hainsies with the deep V hulls. That's all we could afford at the time, and then stepped up from there. We got into the bigger ones, and always wished I had a formula. And I knew one day that dream would come true, and I ended up buying an old Haynes formula. Most of you will probably know it as Triple H, a grey old formula, which I rebuilt, took me 7 years. And in terms of work, rebuilding boats, I've done that, been there, done it, and if you can do it yourself with your own skill and own labour, it's fine, but it's no longer really worth it. You're better off buying new boats these days, and that's why I've jumped on board here as well and try to help people with direction and set up the boats properly the first time. So many people waste a lot of time and money buying the wrong boats to start with, setting them up incorrectly with wrong advice. We've got the whole team here. We've got a huge amount of experience down here, there's no way we'll get it wrong, but come in and talk to us and you'll see what I mean.